What's up, the squad? Back with another video. As y'all can see in the title, was going down. Make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. As y'all see right here, it's Kamala Harris, and I want to play these first few clips just to go to show y'all on the things that she says. It does not make sense. The intoxication, constantly, and I thought I was tripping. I don't know if it's just me. It was another video that I actually wanted to show y'all, based off of her. She's having this whole book tour. She was going to go talk to, I believe it was college students or something like that. And y'all should have seen the way that she was acting. Pretty wild. But the things that she has been doing, the things that she's been saying, obviously lies, inciting violence, everything based off of what the left is constantly doing each and every day, and making things worse. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's just Kamala Harris is still calling her landslide loss in November the closest race in this century. Pretty crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Crazy statement. Check it out.
By the way, what is also historic about that in many ways, it was the closest election for President of the United States in the 21st century.
Wow, I know that's true. And a Howard grad did that here.
And a Howard grad.
I feel like the people that are sitting here and hyping this up, I feel like they're worse than Kamala. Saying that, I really feel like they're worse than Kamala saying that. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. And the crazy thing is, seeing multiple videos, if y'all look them up, y'all know Kamala was she was actually hiding. She was actually hiding. After the election, Kamala was nowhere to be found. Obviously the night of the election, I'm sure many of y'all saw that. She didn't show up, to the university. People were, pretty mad about it, and then they made up every excuse in the book. Then after that, I didn't really see anything about Kamala. Didn't really see much. And then, she came out, said something, and then went in hiding again. She comes out with this book, 107 days, 108 days, something, whatever the book is. And came out with that book. And now she's on this so-called book tour, talking about her book and saying that it was a close race, I guess. Whatever. Anyways, President Trump made a post, said Kamala Harris, who is dumb as a rock, is going around and using as a standard part of her speech on why she lost the election, that 2024 was the closest presidential election in the 21st century. Everyone knows this is a lie and was covered as such by Fox News. I won the Electoral College 312 to 226, a landslide, which it was. I don't know if y'all don't remember, if y'all caught my live the night of the election. It was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. It was bad just for the simple fact I got on the live late, but it really didn't matter because as soon as I turned the live on, when I tell y'all that it was bad, it was bad. And we had a feeling it was going to be like that. Here's here, a landslide. Counties nationwide, 2,600 to 525, a landslide. All 7 swing states, a landslide. And despite the fact that California's fake mail-in ballots came in ridiculous numbers, it was rigged. I still won the popular vote by millions. Bush, as an example, won the election by 537 votes, as many other elections were very close. Kamala's closest in the 21st century soundbite was like everything else in the Democratic Party. Total lie. I expect an apology. Thank you for attention to this matter. Not even gonna lie. Definitely expect an apology. But that's the thing. They go around and they constantly lie and lie and lie and lie. And I'm telling y'all, it's nothing but making it worse for the left. I'm telling y'all. Definitely. This is Vice President J.D. Vance on Kamala Harris.
Problem is not that Kamala's campaign was too short, it's that it was too long. That when people actually listened to what she had to say, her polling went down and down and down. I think that if we had a 150-day campaign, we probably would have had 3 additional Republican senators, and Donald Trump would have won by an even bigger landslide. Because the more people know about Kamala Harris, the more they realize there's no substance there. I mean, agree or disagree with Barack Obama or Bill Clinton, they actually had substance. They could actually articulate a viewpoint. I listened to Kamala Harris for 90 seconds, and I actually feel like I've gotten dumber in the process, and I have no idea what she actually believes. That's the problem with Kamala Harris, and it's going to continue to be her problem unless she actually learns how to develop a viewpoint, articulate it for the American people. Just say what you actually believe. Don't do this word salad, talking around in circles. It doesn't work, and it's why she didn't win.
That's exactly why she didn't win. There's other, points obviously on why she didn't win, but you still have to look at the simple fact that a lot of it comes from, this word salad. Not only the word salad, but you have her saying the same thing on multiple occasions. It's not, nothing different. And I get it, with a lot of things, you want to keep those same policies, the same standpoints on, different things, but she says the same exact thing. We watched her on The View, and I watched her on, I forgot what it was. I think it was MSNBC or something like that. But on multiple occasions, you have Kamala literally, and I mean literally, saying the same exact thing every time, she gets in front of a camera, especially, when it comes about this book. But during her campaign, it was the same thing. Everything, when it came to, these campaign rallies with Kamala Harris, if you go back and look, and I'm sure many of y'all know because that's what we cover most of the time, it was constantly the same thing. Every time she walked out and got in front of that podium and that microphone, it was the same thing. And that's how it always been. Kamala is a person that actually has to listen to somebody, and for them to sit. And the crazy thing is, she'll listen to somebody, and she'll still try to put in her own words, and it still sounds like it's still coming from somebody. I'm telling y'all, it's ridiculous. This right here, literally just goes to show y'all, this is I'm pretty sure ex-Democrat. This is an ex-Democrat. Just listen to what he has to say.
After seeing the behavior of Kamala Harris and her recent book that's come out, I regret ever voting for her. I regret voting for her. I should have voted for Trump. I wanted Nikki Haley. I was in the Haley bag, but I revote. I regret. I regret voting for her, and I will never vote for a Democrat president again. Does this mean I would vote for J.D. Vance? You damn right I will. See, I'm voting for the long run. The left wants to destroy America. I can take some bumps and bruises along the way voting right, but the left wants to destroy America. Our way of life, Christianity, the nuclear family, they attack stay-at-home moms. I have watched some of my mutuals claim that Charlie Kirk's wife had him assassinated. You are disgusting. I regret ever being your friend. It's a vile thing to say. Mm-hmm. You are deeply disturbed. I regret voting for Harris.
But I feel like that just goes to show y'all too, though. Like, so many people are catching on and starting to notice little things that they're doing. And that's why I say the things they're doing, every time they open up their mouth, every time they get in front of a camera, they're not doing nothing but doing it to themselves. Because there's so many people. There's not people, if y'all notice, there aren't many people, and I have different things pop up on my X account all the time. There are not people that are like, oh yeah, I'm leaving the Republican Party because this, that, and the other. You don't see none of that. You don't see none of that at all. You don't see that. You don't see people that's independent saying, oh yeah, I can definitely see myself a Democrat. You don't see that. You're seeing constantly Democrats that are leaving the Democratic Party based off of what others are saying, whether if it's Kamala Harris, whether if it's Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Ilhan Omar, whether it's Hakeem Jeffries, whether it's Obama. Whether if it's, these different people. And I go as far as this of saying, anybody that's in, the mainstream media, somebody from The View, that'll speak up and they'll hear, these different things, and they're like, no, that don't sound right. They don't sound right. And the crazy thing is, it's nothing to where it's like, oh yeah, people on the right, that's in office are although they are making a great point with a lot of stuff. It's not like they're looking at the simple fact, oh yeah, they're making a good point against this Democrat. Obviously they're making good points, but when it comes to Democrats, there's nothing that they're showing. All they're doing is hatred on Trump, incite violence, hatred on Trump. That's in creating chaos. It's nothing else. It's nothing else that they actually see. The things that come out of their mouth is always Trump. If you watch anything that's coming from anybody on the left, they will have Trump name in their mouth. Like off bat. It's nonstop, and that's what a lot of people are starting to notice. And if you can go to anybody that's any family member, any friend, anybody, and you ask them a simple question, and just be like, why do you think Kamala lost? Nothing, too bad, nothing. Why do you think Kamala lost? I mean, I genuinely want to know. The first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is something about Trump. I guarantee you. It's always something about Trump. You can sit there and ask them, what do you think the Democratic Party is doing right now? Why do you think that something is going to come out about Trump? It's always Trump's fault. It's always Trump's administration's fault. Y'all know, and I'm sorry, that probably made a loud noise. Y'all know for a fact, after Trump, a lot of people are, wondering, obviously, you got JD Vance. JD Vance can be put, President of the United States. Let's say this. Regardless, Trump name, they're always going to blame it on Trump. Always. That's their main focus. Speaking of it, inciting violence. Last night, Kamala Harris said that they need to fight fire with fire. This morning at church, not literally this morning. We're obviously, I'm obviously a little late with this. Said the morning at church, the Michigan church was set on fire. And it literally says here, Democrats are causing things like this to happen. As y'all can see, I'm telling y'all, check it out.
At a time such as this, it demands one thing for sure. We must fight fire with fire. So CBC, let's get to work. Thank you.
It just goes to show y'all right there. The things that they do, the things they say are, and I know, a lot of people don't like, hearing this or anything like that, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all know I'm always real with y'all. Things that they say to a lot of people is very powerful. Their words are very powerful. People that obviously, you got Kamala Harris, she didn't reign, she's been the vice president, people that's in office on the left. You're having these people speak like this. There are others that are literally like praising them. Literally, like, they're like on knees, like, you know what I mean? On knees, literally, and they're listening. Although y'all know that they already, feel some type of way about Donald Trump, his Trump's administration. They already feel some type of way about that. But then you literally have people that's in office that are speaking like this and doing things like this. I'm telling y'all, causes bad things. Like this right here. This is Grand Blanc police, and I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Police chief announces 5 people that have, been unalive by this shooter. Says 8 more are injured in the wake of the Michigan church shooting. Check out what this police chief had to say.
Evil. This was an evil act of violence. That's exactly what this was. And this is not Grand Blanc. This does not define Grand Blanc and who we are. We are a community, and I am confident that together we're going to build a stronger community due to this incident. Now, an update. This left 5 people dead, 8 people injured. As I said, this is an evil act and does not define Grand Blanc or who we are.
Grand Blanc.
At this
My apologies.
time, what we know is everyone has been accounted for. We still are in the process of clearing out that church, but at this time, everyone is accounted for. Evil.
I'm telling y'all, definitely evil. Definitely evil. And as y'all can see, people like Kamala Harris are the ones that are causing a lot of this, and it is pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely pretty sad. Literally says this is a post about Donald Trump. As I've been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI was immediately on scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to state and local officials. The suspect is unalive, as we can, as people know, and seen on X and other, places. But there's still a lot to learn. This appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted, as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. And I definitely, prayers go out to the victims, sending my love and condolences from the Recklezz family. It's definitely, definitely pretty sad. Definitely pretty sad that these things are going on constantly. And one thing, I don't like to point the finger here, there, and the other, but one thing about it is that you constantly see so many people so many people, from the left that are constantly doing this, inciting violence. The words that they say are very strong. I know it may not mean anything, when it comes to, oh, this is just Jasmine Crockett. Oh, that's just, this Sonny Hostin talking. That's just Anna Navarro. That's just AOC, Trust and believe. Their words, there are a lot of people that, act on that. As y'all can see. It's pretty sad. Definitely pretty sad. This right here, people, as y'all can see, this is the person identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, 40-year-old U.S. Marine. Says here he has donated to the Democrat campaign multiple times. They also said that he had a stop and a Trump sign, which saying, indicates stop Trump, in his front yard. We still waiting on things. I'm waiting on more and more updates as this go on. Y'all know that I try to be on top of it as much as I can. But until then, definitely, like said, prayers go out to the family. Just keep praying, y'all, and stay safe. Keep praying. It's definitely got wild out here. To where it's like everybody, is just, in their homes. And I don't blame y'all. I'm not about to sit here and be a hypocrite. We're mostly home all the time. And we literally I literally just put up more cameras and stuff like that. It's just been getting crazy. Definitely has been getting crazy, and it's definitely sad. But you already know, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate every single last one of y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.